My beloved Madridistas, welcome back to Madrid. Welcome back to the channel. Okay, this is it for Chabi. Okay, look, as a socio of the club and who speaks to other socios of the club, I can tell you that the word around here is that the only reason that Chabi is still around is because Jose Angel Sanchez convinced Florentino Perez to wait. Apparently, Florentino wanted him out already. Jose Angel Sanchez, who's somebody that Florentino trusts a lot, convinced him otherwise. But I can tell you that Madridismo is livid. We've had enough of what we've seen this year. We're just absolutely fed up. From this point on, every single match for Xabi Alonso is match ball. Okay, he cannot drop a single point. If he does not win tomorrow, the decision will be made to let him go. I'm pretty sure of this. Now, they may want to wait till after the Super Cup or maybe until the new year to actually let him go, but the decision, I believe, will be made if he does not win tomorrow. Okay, I want to give you guys my thoughts ahead of this really important match against Sevilla. We'll also discuss an article that you guys have mentioned to me in the comment section about this nutritionist, Itziar Gonzalez, who filed a wrongful dismissal suit against Real Madrid. And we'll talk about rumors of David Ancelotti that has surfaced recently. So let's get up to speed, and I'll give you guys my thoughts ahead of this unbelievably crucial match for Xabi Alonso. Thanks for joining me as always. Let's get started. Madridistas, welcome back. Okay, well, let's talk about the Sevilla match, which of course I'll be attending as always, and I'll put up some cool shorts tomorrow of the anthem that always gives me goosebumps, and some of the atmosphere around the stadium. I think you guys will enjoy some of those shorts. Now, before we move on to the Sevilla match, I just want to address an article that came out in Marca about a nutritionist named Itziar Gonzalez, and some of you guys have mentioned this in the comment section. So, I have looked at this issue from sort of different sources, and I just don't know where the story is. Now, what you guys need to understand, for those of you that don't live in Spain, AS and Marca are based in Madrid, but they belong to sort of media groups that are run by total anti-Madridistas. I mean, AS and Marca are constantly drumming up stories trying to destabilize the club. Like Rodrigo doesn't get along with Vini, or Kylian said this, or like, you have to take anything that comes out of the Spanish media with a big pinch of salt. But from what I gather, I don't understand the point of this article. Okay, so Itziar Gonzalez was a nutritionist, okay, and she worked with Carvajal. He was getting a lot of injuries, so they changed his diet to like a non-gluten diet, which is something Tom Brady did and Djokovic and stuff, and it helped him a lot. She also worked with Rodrigo and Arda Güler. So, she says that, she was doing great work and the president loved her, but the doctors in Real Madrid didn't like her and were sort of getting political and stabbed her in the back and so forth. So she was terminated, and now she's filing a wrongful dismissal lawsuit against Real Madrid. But I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, if I had $1 for every time I saw somebody get fired because of office politics, I mean, I'd be a very wealthy man. So I don't understand what the issue is here. But, I've never met a person who was fired who didn't think it was wrongful dismissal. I mean, nobody thinks they suck. So I don't know. I think that this is just one of those stupid articles that are designed to drum up, problems at Real Madrid, but I pay no attention to it. Okay. There were some other rumors that I think are a little bit ridiculous, that Real Madrid called Davide Ancelotti, Carlos' son, who of course, did really good work when he was here, helping his father. That, Real Madrid called him and said, please be on standby, your services might be required, sort of thing. I don't believe this. I think Davide is going to help his father prepare the Brazilian squad for the World Cup. It doesn't make any sense to me. Davide, I don't know what role he would have, because he's certainly too green to be the manager of the squad. So I don't. These sound like sort of rumors to me, and I again wouldn't give them too much credence. Okay, let's talk about the Sevilla match. Okay, Chabi is on the ropes. Okay, he is on thin ice. There are zero excuses. We are absolutely livid. I've advocated to get rid of Chabi already, and you guys know this from previous videos. And so, sometimes in the comment section, you guys say, well, it's not going to fix anything to let Chabi go. Well, I'm not saying that it fixes everything magically and that everything all of a sudden is going to be wonderful, but it's a start. Okay, because what we do know is that this is not working. Okay, this is a team that has no style, no consistency in anything, not in play, not in like energy or intensity. This is, we were playing a 4-4-2, now we're playing a 4-3-3. Like we looked, we're like we're experimenting every single match. I have no idea. You guys you have to remember, and I've mentioned this before, when Hansi Flick arrived at Barca last year, within 3 months, you could see what he was doing with that squad. Okay, within 3 months, you could see, wow, they're playing a very high press. They're playing a very high defensive line. They put Rafinha on the wing because that way, when they recover the ball in their own half, they want to be able to play the counter as well as play it in possession as a block. You could see what he was trying to do. It's been 7 months with Chabi, and I have yet to see anything. I have no idea what he's playing at. At the beginning, I thought I did, and there seemed to be some sort of pattern in the early matches, but everything has fallen apart, and we are just absolutely in football limbo right now. So, look, I can tell you that Madridismo is really, really fed up. The atmosphere tomorrow, I think, will be very tense, and Xabi needs to win this match. If he does not win, I think that the decision will be made to let him go. Now, let's talk about Sevilla itself and the match. Now, Sevilla currently is in 9th. Sevilla is a team. When you think of Spanish clubs historically, Sevilla is always in that sort of category of, almost always very competitive teams, right? They're kind of, like an Atleti de Bilbao or Valencia back in the days when they were good, just one of those teams that is very competent. They're good. They have technical players. They're very good on the ball. They play good football. They're a lot more dangerous at home, admittedly. The San Pizjuán is a very difficult stadium to play. Of course, they're going to be playing away tomorrow. But they are a technical side, and they play proper football. So I am not expecting this to be an easy match at all, especially the way that we've been playing lately. Now, we have to be very careful with injuries because we have the Super Cup coming up, and I can tell you that Real Madrid takes anything that involves silverware very, very seriously. So we have to be very careful about the injury situation because I know that the club really wants that Super Cup. Okay, Carreras and Enrique, as you guys recall, are sanctioned. They're still, because of the red cards they received in the prior match with with that ridiculous referee. I mean, it's. You guys know how I feel about refs in this country. So Carreras and Enrique are not going to be available. Now, in terms of injuries, Carvajal, of course, is still out. Militao is still out. Mendy and Trent still out. So in terms of the lineup, this is sort of what I think we'll see. Now, we played a number of matches as a 4-4-2. But the last 2 or 3 matches, we've been playing a 4-3-3, and he's been including Rodrigo on the right wing. He wants to give Rodrigo minutes. Now, I think that in a home game against Sevilla, he'll probably continue the 4-3-3. So my educated guess, it would be Courtois in goal. You'll have Fran on the left. I think that Huijsen is available to play, so I think Huijsen and Rudiger will be the center backs. He may play Asensio, it's possible, but I think if Huijsen is available, he would start Huijsen. And then Fede, I think, will play right back. Now, he may try to get cute and try to, experiment again with Asensio as right back, but I don't think so. I think he probably wants to play it safe, and I think it's a lot safer to put Fede as right back because he just has fantastic defensive qualities. He's just a natural. He has so much physical prowess. Fede is a guarantee pretty much anywhere on the pitch where you put him, and I think he's going to put Fede as right back. In the middle of the pitch, I'm expecting Tchouaméni, Arda Güler, and Jude, and then up front, Vini, Kylian, and Rodrigo. But like I say, you guys, this is do or die. Real Madrid is not used to being in this situation. We are not, we can't. This isn't like, Mikel Arteta at Arsenal and you give him 10 years and it's okay if he doesn't do a good, the first 2 or 3 or 4. This is Real Madrid. We don't have 2 or 3 years to wait for anybody or anything, okay? Like you cannot play like crap consistently match after match after match for months after month after month and expect to survive at Real Madrid. It's just not going to happen. So I'm afraid this has to do with the standards of the club, the obligation that we have to win every single match, and it is simply not where we are now is just not acceptable. And it's not that we are where we are because of bad luck or anything like that. No, we are playing terrible football. I mean, we're playing terrible football. We have played 2 or 3 good matches all year. And that's it. Literally, that's it. We played a good match against Barca, a good match against Valencia, and despite the defeat, I think we played a good match against City. that would be, at least in terms of intensity and the will was there, and you know, I was at the stadium, of course, and I thought that we put a lot of energy into that match, and I was happy with that performance, even though we lost. But that's it. All the other matches have just been absolutely crap. So anyway, those are my views. I think Chabi is on the line. The decision, I think, will be made tomorrow if he drops a single point. But those are my thoughts. Now, I'll definitely be at the stadium. As you know, I have the enormous fortune of, it takes me 6 minutes to go from my living room sofa to my seats in tribunas. I don't miss a single match, and I'll be there, and I'll try to share some cool shorts with you guys tomorrow. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Thanks for joining me as always. I love you guys, and as always and forever, a la Madrid.